Hey, how's it going, Nostalgics? It's me, Ryan, here from the Nostalgia Factor, coming at you guys with another top 5 video. I wanted to do another one of these because I really wanted to get a little bit nostalgic myself and talk about 5 different childhood games that I really loved for a quick little video today. Just kind of give you guys an idea on what kind of games I grew up with, what games specifically I grew up with, and overall, just, making a list. As a brief side note before we get into the list, I do want to let you guys know that the Mega Man 8 review that I mentioned before will be out hopefully sometime this week at the time that I'm recording this. I already have the script written, I just have to record some gameplay, record, my scenes and whatnot, and hopefully we should have another Nostalgic Blast review up on the channel very soon, so just want to let you guys know about that. But either way, let's get into the list. Number 5 on my list is Medal of Honor on the PS1. I may butcher the name of it, to be honest. You guys will see the image here on the screen, which you've already seen. But that's the reason why it's at number 5. I remember this game kind of vaguely. I do remember going through the intense war scenes, through trenches, sneaking alongside enemy enforcements in the middle of the night and taking out soldiers, and overall enjoying a really great wartime game on the PS1. But overall, I just don't have too many memories of it. I remember having a blast with it when I was a younger kid, but honestly, that's why it's number 5, because I'm not as nostalgic for it as I am other games on this list, so overall, I really do enjoy the game, but I don't really have too many fond memories of it, so that's why it's number 5. Number 4 on my list is Samurai Western on the PS2. This game I have way more memories of. This is a game that I've been playing for several years now. Samurai Western is, in my opinion, a hidden gem on the PS2. It has its issues considerably for being repetitive and overall just not having the best stylistic gameplay of the time, but it's really memorable to me because I poured so many hours in this game because the story's intriguing, the music is amazing, the gameplay is unique to me playing as a samurai in the Old West and getting involved in this plot with this evil rich guy that wants to take down the town and whatnot. It's a really interesting Wild West plot, but it's an East meets the West-esque story. So if you haven't played this game yet, or you're interested in checking it out, I highly recommend it. You'll find it somewhere, probably for cheaper by this point, but in my opinion, like I said, hidden gem on the PS2, and I'm very nostalgic for this game. Number 3 on my list is Bloody Roar 4 on the PS2. I haven't played any of the other Bloody Roar games, but I will tell you this, Bloody Roar 4 is not only probably the first fighting game that I ever played, similar to Tekken or Street Fighter, but it's the one that I've had the most fun with so far. I'll give you this, I haven't played much of Tekken or Street Fighter, but I love Bloody Roar 4. I played the game so much when I was a kid, experimenting with the different characters, having different animal powers, going through different interesting stories. Each of them have their own little story segments, even though the voice acting's terrible and the voices don't sync with the mouths at all. But the combat's riveting, a really great system. I find it enjoyable, and all the attacks and the characters are unique with their own personalities and animal forms and powers. So overall, I really love this as a fighting game and as a PS2 game, and I loved this when I was a kid, and I still enjoy it now. Number 2 on my list is Scooby-Doo and the Cyberchase on the PS1. As far as Scooby-Doo as a franchise go, I love a lot of the old movies that they came out with back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and Cyberchase is one of those movies. I loved it when I was a kid, and I still find it enjoyable nowadays. But Scooby-Doo and the Cyberchase on the PS1, despite the issues that it has for being basically a movie tie-in game on the PlayStation, it's a really great game that I've had so many fun times with the characters from the show, the different locations for the time travel theme. It's basically the movie only with its own loose plot, but there's a lot more gameplay-based elements that obviously aren't in the movie, but I know that if you look at it nowadays, a lot of you are probably going to think, wow, this is one of the crappiest looking games I've ever seen, which, to be fair, it might be to an extent, but this is my pure nostalgia because I've had so many great memories with this game, man, seriously, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And to me, I'll never give that up. It's a good game. If you guys know me a bit more from YouTube, you'll have seen this one coming a mile away. My number 1 most nostalgic game from my childhood is the original Crash Bandicoot. This might have been too easy for a target for this list normally, because Crash Bandicoot's one of my favorite video game franchises of all time. However, Crash Bandicoot 1 is one of the first video games I ever personally played, but it's also that introduced me to 3D platformers, and overall it just introduced me to the series that I now know and love, introducing me to a ton of new games in the franchise that I just adore today. In Crash Bandicoot 1, I had so much fun with. It was hard for me as a kid. That is a really tough as nails platformer. For the controls at the time, for the visuals and everything else that the game brought, it's definitely aged. I can give it that much. But the game, though, I had so much fun with it. When I revisited it many times, I got farther and farther, and it was just an enjoyable experience for me. And not only did it introduce me to a great franchise, but it was a great installment for my childhood self when I first started playing my PS1. So overall, Crash Bandicoot 1, you take the cake for my most nostalgic game, even though I enjoy other ones. And that's all from me, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed today's top 5 video. Let me know your 5 most nostalgic childhood games in the comment section down below. There are plenty of other games that I could have put on this list, but just going off of my original memory of 5 different games that I remember playing and have a ton of fun with, those are the games that I put on this list. And overall, hopefully you guys once again enjoyed the video. Look out for that Mega Man 8 review coming out, hopefully later this week. Hope you guys are looking forward to that new Nostalgic Blast episode. If you did enjoy this video, give it a big old like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to catch our future gaming stuff here on the channel as always. And until next time, Nostalgics, this has been Ryan from the Nostalgia Factor saying, keep on gaming.